Welcome to another edition or episode of Lunch With. Today's special guest is Dave Guadarrama, a good old pal of mine for many, many years. I mean, we've known each other for 40 years.
Or more.
Or more, yes. And he's a guitar player. We went through this a few minutes ago, but my camera stopped. So he's a guitar player, kind of a singer sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Songwriter, arranger, producer, director, cinematographer, scratch golfer.
Yeah.
Father,
Recycler.
husband, recycler, electric car driver, all that good stuff. So the first question that the world wants to know is, when and where did we meet? Do you remember now? The world.
I did remember. All of a sudden. All of a sudden it came as a flash into my head.
Great. Where did we meet, Dave?
We met at the Battle of the Bands. Back in, what, 87?
87.
So 87 we met.
It was the tryouts, huh?
I think it
The
was.
tryouts at the
This is the Battle of the Bands? The one
Hayward. Hayward Battle of the Bands.
a year before.
Before we did the Orlando project.
Okay. So yeah, it was 87, and you were there with Sean and Brian and Rob and maybe Jens.
Jens, yes.
And I walked back because I was judging.
Oh.
Yeah, and I walked
That's
around the
right.
back. Yeah, and I walked around the back to see, and it's like, oh my gosh! And then he's like, oh, you're Dave. I'm Tom.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. You know.
And it was
You
an
play
instant
guitar?
friendship.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Just like friendship at first sight.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yes.
Because we have guitar things in common. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I got to turn my page around because I have to go back to page one. So we've done many gigs and recordings together.
Endless.
Right. Yes, lots. Can you name the bands that we were in together?
Okay.
There's four,
So,
I think.
There are the 500 Hats. Then we did Would I, Bills to Pay, and then the other one was
The one-off church thing.
the one-off church thing we did.
Yeah, which was you see all that discussion we had about that is gone.
Yeah.
Which is what we were talking about earlier. How
It was fun.
you could record, and if it's gone, you can't get it back, which is what happened.
Oh yeah.
But it was.
When did we do something with what was the other band you were with the brothers,
Ray and Jerry Merrill.
Ray and Jerry?
I was in a band called The Q with Ray and Jerry and Brian.
That's right.
And I was burnt out, and I needed a rest, so I said, hey, just get Dave. He can do what I can do and more. You know, let's face it.
It's like you guys are like tag team. Dave, you're up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm out.
It's almost, yeah. The only difference was he had a better beard than I did.
I gotta warn you, he's got a beard.
I recommended that they use Dave, and Brian had known you too, so Brian was
yeah.
like, heck yeah, let's get Dave. So Dave did the gig for several months, and then you got tired of it, and I got back into the queue. But then I was in this band called Would I. This is like 95, maybe late 94. I was in a band called Would I, and our guitar player decided to move to Chicago or Indiana or something like that. Wisconsin as well. And I said, well, let's get Dave, and we'll get Phyllis to sing, because the guy who left also did lead singing. So we got Dave. And I said this a few minutes ago, but it's true. Putting me and Dave in a band together playing guitars, solos and stuff, it's like if you were to put two kittens in a box with a bunch of toys and just let them go. That's kind of what was us. Or just threw a couple little kids in a swimming pool with a bunch of toys and let them have fun.
Yeah,
and
with guitars. Yeah.
we didn't know when to stop. Yeah, with guitars. It was. This isn't as exciting the second time around, but it's still good. Right? It's still good.
Great stuff.
Fine. But with you, is like we would be at a gig and we would just nod to each
That's
other
right.
and take the solo.
That's right.
I have that on video because your dad did a lot of videos of us. And it's like we're playing, and it's like, take it, Dave. And I mean, it was maybe supposed to be my turn to solo that song. Take it, Dave, and he'll just go. We know what key we're in. Boom, we're done.
Oh yeah.
And then he'd be done, and then he'd throw it over to me, and I'd take it. And
It was all very natural. That's the whole thing about it. I mean, there's a certain chemistry that you build between people, but between guitar players, that's another chemistry. So, I think what we had, or we still do,
Probably
we
still
haven't
do.
gigged yet
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe soon we'll gig again, and we'll still have that same chemistry.
I
so.
think so. I would totally look forward
If
to
I
it.
may add, though, musicianship has to do with it too.
Yeah.
These other guys that you couldn't connect sometimes, it has to do with it's just not quite at the level.
I think that's a part of it. We were at the same level.
Right.
We had different. We had different
abilities. Your
Yeah.
abilities.
and
Different
Right.
chops.
mentality.
Right. Right.
That mentality of I don't want to overstep you, and we both have that. I don't want to step on your toes thing. And that works, man.
That's
Totally.
true.
Were
the way
there
it should
parts worked out, or like arpeggio and he's
on the fly.
You know what I
man.
mean? Like,
On the fly,
because
yeah.
I'm starting to,
Whatever.
wheels are turning in my head. Like,
Whatever sounds good. I mean,
interesting.
You start hearing something in your head when he's playing something. I'm like,
Okay, so.
you know what would sound good? This.
Right,
And then
right.
he
'cause
nods
you're
to me,
not,
and I'm
right,
like, what?
right. You're not going to play the same thing.
No,
If he's
No.
doing, if he's doing
Interesting.
quarter notes or eighth
Yeah, yeah.
notes, I'll do like ring. You know?
but that's
Yeah.
okay. But that's an intuition almost, right?
Right,
yeah.
A lot
right.
of that.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes when you're taking a solo, and I know Tom feels the same way too, you just get lost in the moment. You're like floating on this here. And then you're just like close your eyes, and then you're just like, oh, and then you just play
That's
play
something.
whatever the fingers are gonna go to.
I've had that
That's
happen.
you've
a few
described the
times.
place.
Yeah.
I've had that happen a few times, but not as often as I would have wished.
Last
Really, it's like a lot of times when I'm soloing, it's
Right.
just conscious. What note do I not want to hit?
no.
You know?
It is true though.
Key
But yeah.
scale
It is true.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. D, B, what?
Okay.
But get this. So even last night I was playing, and this was a church gig, but it was a conference. And so we had full reign of everything. So we could do whatever we want. They gave us religious liberty. So it was funny because the singer is going for a part, and then the MD, he's like, bring it down.
Okay, okay.
And so I'm hearing this, I'm going, okay. And then so I'm hearing something in my head too, while she's singing this part, but it's really soft. And I'm like, oh, you know what this needs? This needs a little bit of delay on it. This also needs like a 12th fret
what I was telling you.
appreciation. So I'm like,
Wow.
and she's singing this one lengthy little part, and this one little arpeggiation that I'm doing.
With the delay.
Oh, with the delay, is killing it.
Yeah.
And then as she
This is
started
exactly
to
right.
bring it up,
Perfect example.
I instead of going up again, I bring it down, and I'm doing the same arpeggiation without the muting this time. And it was like,
Wow.
and then all the band starts coming back in again, and then I'm hitting that harder, and I throw some distortion on it, and that becomes like the theme of that
Right.
part.
It is-
I was like,
Funny you
it's
say,
insane.
it's funny you say this because I was telling Tom earlier that one of the things that I remember about you and your chops and you know what you do is precisely that. Is knowing what to put in there, which is an intuition, right? And the second was your mastery of effects. Like this is what did. That's why the 4 tracks on this are great.
Exactly. It is funny though, but effects do make all the difference
But
in
you
the
need
world.
to know what
Yeah.
to do with them.
Yeah, it
you
can be a
overdo
mess
them.
too.
And when not to play.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've learned that over the years.
Yeah.
Don't play
What
there.
if, like, that part you were just talking about, you just drowned it in reverb?
Let me tell you the most
It would have been,
important part of
wouldn't have
music:
worked.
silence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And just swells
Space.
sometimes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. Yep. What's the next question?
I'm eating.
A good sandwich question.
Good
What's your favorite sandwich, Tom?
Apparently, it's turkey on sourdough.
Today.
Mine is roast beef with cheddar and everything
Yeah, it was
else
very
in it.
specific. We were making fun of you.
Dutch crunch roll too.
My favorite sandwich used to be ice cream sandwich. Those were really good. Used to be.
Hell yeah.
I
When
had
you were
an ice cream
7?
sandwich like
Yeah.
about 3 months ago. I
Oh,
think
wow.
so, yeah.
Okay, let's get this. Man, we talked about all these memorable gigs, and now we've already said them, but we got to say them again. Okay. Next question. We named the bands. Is there a memorable gig that sticks out in your mind?
I think the one that we did with 500 Hats at Niles Station. Excellent. We had just come out of the studio. We were fresh. We knew all our parts. We jumped out on stage and boom, hit it hard.
Yep. So like an hour and a half, something like that. Yeah.
That's fun.
It was fun.
Killed
It was really
everyone.
fun.
It was good. It was good.
And Dave's dad videotaped it as he did so many times, and it came out wonderful. It was fun, and I have it on my YouTube.
I'm there with it. No, I told you.
And there was a speaking of 500 Hats, we did a demo because we were going to go into the studio and record 8 songs at TML, which was Troy Lakitta's place.
Tesla. Drummer.
Tesla,
Gareth
yeah.
Martin Band.
He's in a new band now. Anyway,
This is
and
Sacramento.
we went to Chaz's apartment because he's you and he wrote all the songs.
Right.
So we went to his place and he had a 4-track, and we were coming up with parts for each one of these songs so we'd be ready when we went to the studio.
Oh, okay.
But the part that made me laugh, every song had to have a count in, right? You had to have a count in so you know where to start. but they came up with a silly, different countdown for every song, with some weird sounds on the drum machine. Like instead of just going
Instead of
click,
just click,
instead of click, click,
right,
click,
right.
it was like tick, tick, dun, 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 and then the song would start.
Oh,
Four,
God.
four. It was hilarious.
Who came up with that?
Oh, it was just for our demo. Just either him or Chad. Just something to get us into the song.
Something
on the cassette.
different, yeah.
Just
To break the edge off.
Yeah, to break the monotony and make us laugh. So it would be like a dee-dee-dee-dee, start the song or something. But when we got to the studio, it was strictly click, 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 you know.
Right.
But that made me laugh every time.
I know,
heard
right?
those, man.
Oh wow, yeah.
Fun.
Just remembering about that too.
Hilarious. So, we played the Cactus Club on Sunday nights, and those were fun. We sounded really, really good at some of those because it's a club, you know. You can turn it up.
You could.
Yeah.
You know, that was awesome. What else? We played it at Room with a Q, which was a pool hall in Dublin. And that was
Oh
fun.
my gosh,
And you
yeah.
said there was a fight in Hayward.
Oh, that's when we were with Wood Eye.
Right.
We were playing, a fight broke out. All I did was I just grabbed my guitars instinctively, pulled them all the way to the back of the club there,
Protect the guitar.
and
the
just
guitar.
and then laid them down in the back and covered them up. So that way they were protected with
Yeah.
the cases on top of them.
With no blood or drinks flying on them. Right. Yeah.
Right. And I
man.
was just like stood guard over them.
And what?
I stood guard over them.
Right.
You're like this.
Don't get near my guitars.
Exactly.
Then I'm really gonna. There's
Well,
gonna be a
I
fight.
had a couple Valley Arts at that time too. So.
That's right. Oh, I remember those, man.
Yeah, they were a little expensive.
Yeah.
Just mine went to money, like fight, guitars, money.
Yeah.
Just give me my
Protection. Yeah. So so the recordings were fun. We went to Hayward to TML, and we recorded like. Is it recording still? Good.
14 minutes.
Oh, good. We did like 8 songs in 5 or 6 days.
No, yes, seriously.
It
We were running through 'em.
because we were ready for them. We did that demo, the pre-demo on the cassette. So
Chaz
we were
was
ready.
always good. He could always do his stuff in one or couple takes.
Yeah.
No problem.
yeah,
and then
the-
Tom and I, poof, we just
Yeah.
then we
And
nailed
we
it.
had Greg Britton on drums and
Right.
Jay Godot on bass.
Yes, so
they
good.
were both
so good.
They were Jay's like a pro. Yeah, he's a
They
pro.
just both had a feeling to that though. So.
And there's one point where you and I actually tracked rhythms together on a song in the control room, and
That's
people were
right.
blown away because like you guys are tracking at the same time. I'm like, yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because we knew the parts, we knew each other's parts, and I wanted
Yeah.
to play off of him, he wanted to play off of me. Do you think that was Stand Tall, maybe?
I think it was Stand Tall.
Okay, it could have been, yeah, because of that big D and then back to A, yeah.
Yeah.
Good songs, man.
Maybe it was the chord
Yeah,
progression.
I still enjoy. Every once in a while, I'll pull that stuff out and listen to it, just because
Yeah, it's,
our tones were great. The tracks came together so well. It's fun. So the next question on the list is: have we played together live? Duh.
yes. Yes, we
Several,
have.
many times. It was
No, we
just
just
fun.
played in the bedrooms.
Yeah.
You know, just like
Yeah,
in
go
the
in the garage.
hallways. And,
Garage.
and maybe
Yeah.
the garage, maybe the front room. Yeah.
So of course we played
We
together.
graduated to front lawn.
You're one of my favorite players to play with,
yeah.
as far as being compatible, being thinking the same way as far as rhythmically and melodically,
Yes.
knowing where not to play, knowing where to play, and neither one of us wanted to step on each other's toes, so we just gave each other space, you know. But there were so many times where there was one song by, it was a bluesy tune. Give Me One Reason. I forget her name right now. Give me just one more reason, right?
Was Sanford?
No, but close.
Bonnie Raitt?
No. The girl who sang Fast Car. Billy's got a fast car, whatever.
Oh, Tracy Chapman.
Yeah. Her song called Give Me One Reason. Okay.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We-
very bluesy.
That's something that we kind of worked out. The thing we worked out was we switched it every gig. We'd flip-flop it. And I'd say, okay, tonight I'm doing the fills between the vocals. You take the big solo.
Oh, okay.
Next gig, you do the fills.
At least make
between
it
the vocals,
interesting,
And
yeah.
I'll do the solo. And we did it, and it never failed.
Yeah.
Because we,
Never made it dull.
Yeah, because
A little more
like once
exciting.
again, if it's someone you weren't that's compatible with, they'd be like, yeah, dude,
Yeah. Speaking
You
of
know.
playing live, we would go into Guitar Showcase or Guitar Center, pick up a guitar, plug it into one of their demo amps, and just go for it. You remember that?
Oh yes.
blow
They
up
had-
the store.
They had a little bit of,
Over on Stevens Creek, I vividly remember.
Dave have entered.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit of attention, but not too much.
Yeah, but we would just do it for us. We weren't super loud.
Do you remember Guitar Center in Hollywood we went to? Were you with me when what's his name from Cheap Trick was in the looking at the vintage
Nelson?
guitars?
No, Rick Nielsen?
Rick Nielsen?
No.
Okay, I'll just tell real quick. So anyway, I'm in Guitar Center, and I don't know who I'm with, but it's somebody. I thought it was Tom. Looking at all these vintage guitars on the wall, and they're like at least $10,000 and up.
Crap.
Back then.
Back then, in the late
Wow.
80s, early 90s. And I feel this weird presence behind me, and I look back, and there's Rick Nielsen just like doing his little beard there,
You
type
feel
of
it.
thing there. And I
Wow.
could feel it. It was just like this energy behind me. It was like, it was pretty great. I was just like, I'm just going to leave him alone. I'm not going to even say hi or anything.
Sometimes, yeah, because
Yeah.
you get that constantly. You
Yeah.
know, just or keep it short. Just, hey, man.
Brian and I have a thing where we were playing at Carlos
that.
Murphy's, and ask Brian this, and he will agree, he'll remember it. We were playing at Carlos Murphy's with Taylor Project, and this guy walks in. But it was, I mean, we've seen guys and girls walking in all night. This guy, there was something about him. There was sort of a, he had a thing. We were like, this guy is somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
We still don't know who he was, but he was, but he had that thing, you know? It was very cool. We don't know who he was. Anyway, so that's our little story. So we
But
played,
didn't you play with Brad Gillis at one of those gigs in Walnut Creek? Or
not me, no.
No?
No.
See,
But-
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
mixing everybody up.
Yeah, you're thinking of another Tom.
Oh, yeah, Tom Bradley.
Yeah, there you go. So we played live together. We played live at gigs. We played live at bars at church. That one time we played in guitar stores. Yeah, bars and church. We played in guitar shops. And now have we gone to gigs together?
Thank you. Oh, my gosh. We have gone to gigs together. We have. We have
We went
definitely
to-
gone to gigs.
We flew to San Juan Capistrano.
Yes, we did. We saw Toto.
What?
Oh,
It was
most memorable night.
Jeff was playing drums, man.
I never caught those guys.
And it was one of the only times that that singer guy was with them from South Africa.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Jean Michel.
It's like 1990.
Yeah, and we saw him with them, and Steve Lukather walks out on a table doing a solo.
Oh, my gosh.
And
Right in
Dave-
front of us.
And Dave and I, we both had the same. We both just leaned on each other, like, hold me up.
Because he came off of the stage, he went right across the tables, and he started doing a solo, not even like 3 or 4 feet in front of us.
And
And
we
I
were
was
just
like-
leaning on each other.
We're like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Pretty much, man.
Funny.
But the great thing about it is where we were seating. We were seated right on the side of the stage, right where Jeff Picard was playing.
yeah.
So we could see him playing the whole time.
Well, he was off to the right, stage left, so he was
And
Okay,
he
it
was
wasn't
a smoker
centered.
too.
Yeah.
So he had an ashtray on his drum set.
on his hi-hat stand.
Yeah,
It was
so
on
he
his-
was playing, and he's doing these riffs and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he puts the stick in the bag, grabs a cigarette, starts smoking,
Wow.
puts it back, picks up the stick, and he just goes for
Crap.
I remember that. Yeah,
that
yeah.
was insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so cool to see him that close and all of them that close, you know.
Did we see Eric Martin together too?
Oh yeah. We
Oh,
went
yeah.
down, we a couple times. We went to Santa Clara. I forget the name of the club. Let's see. Do I have it written here? Eric Martin in Santa Clara. That's all I got.
Santa Clara, yeah.
It was after he had left Mr. Big for a while before
Right.
they got back together.
Solo stuff.
Yeah, it was in '91, I believe. And I even found a bootleg video of that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really audio distorted, but I have it. But yeah, we went down there and watched Eric Martin. This is a great singer, you know.
Oh,
we
we went to go see the Google Dolls too before they were the Google Dolls.
before they broke. We went
Really?
to Slim's. We
At
saw
Slim's.
it was the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh my
There was a group
gosh.
called UMI. Was a support group, and then opening was Smoking Popes. Smoking Popes were great, but Goo Goo
Awesome.
Dolls kicked our butts. They were just 3-piece at the time. They didn't have the additional guitar players.
Right, right.
And it was
just,
very raw.
It was just before that song "Name." I don't know your name broke.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were blown away, man. They
We were in the
so
mosh
good.
pit.
Yeah, there was one guy who was going crazy. We
Yeah.
kind of stayed away.
And
there
he's
were a lot
like,
of-
push me, dude. And we're like, boom. And he's like, thanks.
That's right. That's right. And there were like what, 40, 50 people there max.
Yeah.
For the Goo Goo Dolls, you know. Now they're
Yeah,
50,000, you know. But
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. We saw them. I forgot about that. We went to the NAMM show and they said you got to go to this gig. Here's free tickets. It was Asleep at the Wheel.
Right.
We were so bored. I mean, they're a good band if you
We
want
were
country
Asleep at
swing.
the
Is it
Wheel.
a country band?
Country swing. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were so bored. But right across the parking lot was Larry Carlton and Steve Lukather. And we're like, we want to go over there.
That's the gig we want.
Yeah.
Not this. Yeah.
It's not me. Okay. And then we saw Craig Chakis with the NAMM show just playing solo with pre-recorded
there you
tapes.
go.
And we went to a party, I think, that night. And that's when my hair was long. Is that still wrong?
It is.
Okay, good. It's got the number.
Yeah, Rolanda requested the long hair.
Yeah, he had requested long hair. I had my long hair, and we were all, it was you and me and maybe Bert or my old
Maybe
buddy
Bert.
Todd. And there was a party we were got invited to at a hotel. And this one drunk girl, she goes, "Oh, wow, are you famous?" And he goes, "This is Craig Chaquiso." because my hair was all down here, and I'm going, yeah, how you doing? You know? That's right. She didn't remember like 5 minutes later, but still, it was hilarious.
Hell yeah, I am.
Yeah, and then we would go to Abernathy's. You went to Abernathy.
Yeah,
We
Walnut
would
Creek.
yeah,
Walnut Creek?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was on.
Yeah, North Main. Whatever.
So, I forget what street.
Yeah, Jerry would play there a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we would go
Yes,
see
sir.
Corey and Company. And one night, okay, so you.
Brian was playing there.
Who?
Brian was played at Abernathy's.
I played a couple of gigs up by the front door, but we would go to the back room.
Front door.
Yeah.
At the front door.
Yeah.
There was a lot of gigs.
But we would go to the back room where Corey and Company. They were like fusion-y. They were just guys who were off the road and want to blow. There you go. You know? And one night I met a friend of mine from work, and her boyfriend there, and he was buying her like Mexican coffee. So he bought me a few, and I got toasted. We were drinking. Mexican
Did you know it
coffee.
was in it?
Yeah. I was like, because I wasn't driving, so
Okay.
Dave's driving, or I think it was you. I was like, yeah, or Andy was driving maybe. I think it was Andy. So yeah, I'm having Mexican coffee with her, and I was getting so toasted. But you did show up because I remember enough that as we're leaving, we're talking to friends, and it's like when the gig's over, you're starting to talk and hang out.
Oh, for sure.
I grabbed a sugar packet. And my friend is standing right next to me, and she's about as sauced as I am.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend, I
remember this.
He was the driver, so he's sober. But I took a sugar packet, and Dave was standing right there talking, and I started pouring it in his jacket pocket. I did like 2 packets of sugar. I don't know why.
What's
It
this?
was not meant as an insult. It was meant as I did it for love. out of love, not for love.
Yeah, that's true.
I did it out of love.
funny.
But I poured sugar packets in your pocket. What a silly thing to do, But I remember that. It's one of those things we won't forget. And we've done other gigs. We've gone to other. Oh, we saw. I think did we go with your dad in his 5.0 Mustang to see Stevie Salas at the Stone? Was that him? Or did he bring us to see Eric Johnson?
I think it was Eric Johnson.
Okay, yeah.
And was that at the Omni, or was that
Eric Johnson was at the Stone.
at
I'm
the
not sure.
Stone? I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
But
But we
I
went to
mean-
go see somebody else who was a guitar player over at the Omni.
We saw
In Oakland.
Steve Howe. Not Steve Howe. Greg Howe.
Greg Howe. Oh,
He
we
was-
saw Vital Signs at the Omni.
Yeah.
Remember
with
the
Jimmy
lead singer?
Ziegler? Oh, the lead singer.
Yeah.
Dave Notary.
Dave Notary.
He took a step to the right and fell
I
off
was
stage.
there.
Were you there with
Yeah.
us?
You
I
were
was
there?
Is that the night Mr. Big played
Yeah,
too?
and he-
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost him.
Yeah.
It was like, where'd he go?
Yeah, he came back up
Yeah,
though.
I did. Yeah, I was there.
That was Jimmy
I remember
Ziegler
it was
on
like,
guitar.
and that
yeah,
stage
Jimmy
was
Z.
like,
It was the Omni stage was
yeah,
huge.
I was there. I do remember the true.
Yeah.
This happened.
He just popped up on stage and
throughout
started
history.
singing, and it was
That's
amazing.
happened to
It's like a
professionals
true
too.
pro.
There's people of like big
Yeah.
falls.
Yeah.
I've seen people.
I saw Ronnie Montrose fall at down the green playing a flying V. Poor guy. And he got back up
On the stage.
on the stage. He fell. Boom. And then he got back up and started.
Well,
the
I
song.
mean, shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It is.
So we got one more question, and this video does no way cover everything. This is just,
no
we're just
way.
scratching the surface. But
Yeah, I was gonna say.
one other question we
like
had.
1%.
Read the last question.
Let me see the record.
Number 10.
What music do we listen to in that way we have common?
Not really much, huh? No, I think maybe the
News
Archies.
talk radio.
Yeah, and Archies.
In Archie.
Maybe the Partridge Family's second
Partridge
album, because that was
Family
good.
is
Second
very
album.
good.
That was the bomb.
But
And
yeah, they were good. But Dave and I,
David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff is really good, Sean. Don't joke about that.
don't joke about the hot.
Don't
man.
joke about that.
Nobody jokes.
But seriously, the stuff that me and Dave have in common are
Take
a
it
lot-
serious.
That's right. And what was his name? Don't give up on us, baby.
David Soul.
David
David
Soul.
Soul.
I think
Yeah.
that's Brian, one of Brian's favorites.
any guy with Dave.
I think it's one of
Hasselhoff,
Brian
Soul.
Jackson's favorites. David Soul. Don't give up on his favorite.
It is
Okay.
a Dave, sure.
Anyway, so we were into guitar players, obviously. So
Obviously.
we liked all the guys. We liked Steve Lukather, Michael Landau, and there's a Michael Landau story. But we liked all these really good guitars. Paul Gilbert was great. We went to see Greg Howe. He was really good. I mean, I really didn't.
I was
follow
impressed,
him.
yeah.
Eric Johnson we saw. A bunch of guys. So we went to see. I thought I went with you to see Stevie Salas at the Stone. There was like 6 of us there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
I think I was
91. Yeah, it was really good. Anyway, there's one little story that I remember about Michael Landau's playing, and we can end on this, or you can continue any way you want.
Oh, yeah,
I had just gotten this album called.
Let's talk about hummus.
I'd rather talk about hummus than Hummers. You don't see those on the road anymore.
You don't see
Anyway.
those anymore.
No. There's
Oh,
that
go
other
ahead, continue,
dumbass Tesla truck.
Oh,
whatever,
those
sorry.
are gorgeous, aren't
What the
they?
hell
Anyway,
is that?
Yeah, I wanna
so anyway,
use
so
it as a can
I had
opener.
just bought Burning. I just bought Burning Water CD, right?
Yes.
It's a band that from LA. It's Mike Landau, Carlos Vega playing drums, and Landau's brother playing bass, and singer Dave Frazee. And it's a 4-piece, and it's all original stuff. And it was really good. It wasn't rock, it wasn't grunge, it wasn't punk, it wasn't blues, it wasn't metal. It was just like stuff that they did.
Yeah,
With
it
a
was
rock
very,
feel.
very, very raw.
It was very upbeat, and so we got into your blue Ford pickup
Yeah, I
with a
remember
little
that.
portable CD player, right? And we're driving up north on 880 towards Oakland, and we're listening to this brand new CD that I got, and we both wanted to hear it. And they came to the song called Hot Blood, and the guitar solo on Hot Blood hit us at the same time so hard on the freeway. It was dangerous.
That was crazy.
I had to, because he was driving, I had to rewind the solo a few times
At least.
because the solo on that song
We couldn't believe it.
That was where we met right there.
Okay.
As far as
Yeah.
listening, boom, we hit it. We heard that song. It's like this is it. You know?
That's it.
That was it. So that was my memory of listening to music with you. Strongest one was Hot Blood solo. And I had to rewind it many times.
That's
cool.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
It was cool.
That was so good.
But
Good
other
thing.
what else?
There's so much, and it's like it would take like a few years of archives to be able to
Yeah,
go through
this-
this.
yeah.
But
We're gonna fact check all this stuff.
yes,
All right.
Yeah, I'm getting on
Ron,
Wikipedia
fact
right
check
as we
it.
speak.
It's
What is-
all
what's the number?
true according to my
29.
memory.
We're almost at 30 minutes. You're like,
That's a good out. That'll hold it. That'll hold on court. In court.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to do
according
is
to
I'm
what I
going to
remember
take
it
the
is.
camera and I'm
coming
going
up
to
on 30.
Okay, I'm going to move the camera around so we
Oh,
can
yeah,
see who else is here.
Here's the other